Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're taking all this expert advice and boiling it down into a clear, actionable playbook. We're talking about how to build a killer brand in one of the most exciting markets on the planet, India. So let's jump right in.
You know, the old days of just relying on newspapers and TV ads, they're long gone. In today's hyper-competitive world, especially in a place as dynamic as India, building a brand that actually cuts through the noise is tougher than ever. The entire game has moved online, and it is a battleground.
And the opportunity in India is just immense. We're talking about the world's third largest startup ecosystem. That means there's incredible potential for new ideas. But you guessed it. It also means the competition is absolutely fierce. So let's be super clear about this. A strong brand isn't just some fluffy, nice to have. The numbers don't lie. Businesses with a solid brand are 3.5 times more likely to see their revenue grow. This is a strategic necessity. It's the engine for not just surviving, but for totally outperforming your competition. So the big question is, how do you actually do it? How do you build a brand that genuinely connects with people and succeeds in this market? Well, we've broken it all down into a 5-step founder's playbook.
Okay, step 1. Let's start with the absolute foundation. Every single great brand you can think of, whether it's Apple or Nike, it doesn't start with what they sell. It starts with why they even exist. And that why is your strategic core. It's your brand's North Star. You see, brand positioning isn't just some marketing buzzword. It's the framework that guides every single decision you're going to make, from product design all the way to your latest social media post. Before you can even think about telling the world who you are, you have to be crystal clear about it yourself. This is the big, fundamental question. Are you about innovation? Affordability? Is it about making people feel a certain way? Answering this is your first and most critical task. Really, your entire strategy boils down to these 3 things. First, your purpose. That's your why. Next, your unique proposition. What's the one thing you do that nobody else can? And finally, your positioning. How are you going to strategically plant that brand right in your customer's mind? And here's a little secret weapon for you. This one sentence is probably the most powerful tool you have for focus. It forces you to nail down your audience, your unique edge, and the proof to back it all up. Fill this in and boom, you found your North Star. Okay, once you've figured out your strategic why, the next step is to weave it into a story that people can actually connect with. Because let's face it, facts might inform, but it's the stories that sell. I love this. It's such a powerful way to think about it. Your brand story isn't about you and how great your company is. No, it's about your customer. They are the hero on a journey. And your brand? You're the wise guide, like Yoda to their Luke Skywalker, helping them solve a problem. And this really gets to the heart of what great branding is all about. It's driven by emotion, not just cold, hard logic. Think about it. People don't buy features. They buy benefits. They buy feelings. Your job is to translate what your product is into what it means for them. And just look at how this plays out in India. Cadbury isn't just chocolate, right? It's the taste of celebration. Paper Boat isn't just a drink, it's a sip of childhood memories. And Patanjali taps right into those deep-seated values of national pride. These guys are masters at connecting with local culture and emotion. All right, so you've got your why and you've got your story. Now it's time to give that story a face. This is where we get into the stuff you can actually see and touch. This is such fantastic, practical advice for any founder out there. Instead of trying to be everything to everyone with a dozen different products, find your one hero. The one thing you do better than anyone else. Nail that, build your brand around it, and then you can expand. Focus is your superpower here. So these visual elements, they're your brand's signature. Your logo, your colors, the fonts you use, your packaging, all of it needs to scream you. And if there's one word to remember here, it's consistency. Your brand has to look and feel the same absolutely everywhere. And that consistency is especially critical online. Your digital presence has to be a seamless extension of your brand. From your website's homepage to that little social media ad,
Every single touch point has to tell the same story and reflect the same look and feel. And here's a quick but super important pro tip for you. All this work you're putting into building your brand's look, that's an investment, so protect it. Filing a trademark for your name and logo isn't just for the big guys. It's a crucial step for any serious founder.
Now, you can have a great story and a really sharp look, but your brand can still totally flop if it doesn't connect with people locally. You have to connect with India on its own terms.
This chart shows you exactly what I mean. The Indian consumer is everywhere. They're discovering and buying stuff in physical stores and online through social media. Your brand can't just live in one world. You have to be present and consistent across both.
And just look at how the global giants do it. McDonald's didn't just bring their usual menu. They created the McCullough Tiki Burger. Kellogg's adapted to people wanting hot milk with their breakfast. Coca-Cola came up with Thanda Matlab Coca-Cola. The lesson here is pretty darn clear. Adapt or fail.
And this landscape is always shifting. We've gone from early pay-per-click ads to today's hyper-personalized AI campaigns and authentic micro-influencers. The pace of change is just relentless. The brands that win don't just keep up, they're already looking at what's coming next.
And finally, we get to the most important step of all. See, a brand isn't just about having a successful launch. It's about building a legacy. And a legacy is built on one thing and one thing only: trust.
This really brings us to the ultimate truth of branding. Your products, your marketing, even your cool logo, all of that can be copied. But the trust you earn with your customers, that is unique. It's incredibly valuable, and it is very, very hard for anyone else to replicate. And in our digital world, here's how that trust is measured. A staggering 2/3 of Indian consumers say that protecting their personal data is a crucial factor for them. This isn't just some legal thing you have to check off a list, it's a core branding principle. Being a trustworthy guardian of data is how you build your legacy today. The strongest brands are built on a conversation. They are constantly, and I mean constantly, listening. Use every tool you have, polls, DMs, surveys, to get feedback. But here's the most important part. Close the loop. Show your customers you actually heard them by making changes and then telling them about it. That is how you build fierce loyalty. So there you have it. From finding your why all the way to building a legacy of trust, that is the playbook for building a brand in India today. And in the end, a brand is nothing more than a promise. So the only question left is, what legacy will you build?